Welcome back to the part 2 of quadrilaterals. Yesterday we studied about the rectangle and a square. Today we will study about parallelogram. Now, what is parallelogram? Let us see. Any quadrilateral with its opposite sides parallel and equal is called as parallelogram. Quadrilateral with opposite sides equal and parallel. Now, supposing this is a parallelogram A, B, C, D. This has side AD is equal to BC and AD is parallel to BC. Similarly, AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD. So we can write this like this: AB is parallel to DC and AB is equal to DC and AD is parallel to BC and AB is equal to BC. AD is equal to BC. So this is the parallelogram. Now we come to properties of parallelogram. First, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Now in this figure, opposite angles are like this. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B, this one, is equal to angle D. So opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. Now coming on to second property. The sum of adjacent angles of a parallelogram is equal to (180°). Adjacent angles, just remember, adjacent angles are those angles which are formed on the same arm. For example, just look at here, angle A and angle B. They are formed on the same arm AB. Similarly, angle A and angle D. They are both formed on the same arm AD. Angle B and angle C. They are formed on the same arm BC. So A is adjacent to B as well as A is adjacent to D. B is adjacent to A and B is adjacent to C. So by this property, angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Then angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. And angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. These are pairs of adjacent angles. Pairs of adjacent angles. Right? Now we come to third property. This is a parallelogram. A, B, C, D. Now, the third property says that the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal or not equal. They are not equal. Diagonals of a parallelogram are not equal and they bisect each other. They bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. What do we mean by that? Just look at this. This is diagonal AC and this is diagonal BD. Now, according to this rule, let this point be O, and then AO is equal to OC and OD is equal to OB. So by this, AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other. Now we come to fourth property. The diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Two congruent triangles. What do we mean by that? Just see. This is a parallelogram. ABCD. Let this AC be one of the diagonal. Then, according to this theorem, triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. Both these triangles are congruent. We can see how side AD is equal to BC because they are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. Similarly, AB is equal to CD. They are also the opposite sides of a parallelogram. And line AC, this is common to both the triangles. Therefore, the triangles are congruent by which rule? SSS rule of congruency. Right? To perform anything in quadrilaterals, just remember you have to know the 4 rules of congruency. I'll brief it to you in my next page. Rules of congruency. First rule is SSS. SSS means if there are 2 triangles, let this be first and this be second, then in both these triangles, if this side of this triangle, this side of second triangle, then third side of second triangle, all these are equal, like A, B, C, D, E, F. So in this AC is equal to DF, AB is equal to DE, and BC is equal to EF. Then the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by SSS rule. Just remember this. Then we come to second rule. Second rule is SAS rule of congruency. By SAS, what do we mean? If there are 2 triangles, this is first, this is second, this is A, B, C, this is D, E, F, then this side of this triangle ABC is equal to the corresponding side DF of triangle DEF, then angle 1, this one, let this be angle 1, is equal to angle 2, and then the third one, BC is equal to EF, like this. Then the two triangles ABC and DEF are congruent to each other by SAS rule, side angle side. You can write this like this, side included angle and then side. Just remember, the angle must be included in between the two sides. It should be in between. Only then this rule is applicable, otherwise not. So both these triangles are congruent by SAS rule of congruency. Now the third rule. This is AAS. AAS means angle and one side. Let's see how. This is one triangle. This is another one. Let this, the first one be again A, B, C, and this is D, E, F. Then if angle A is equal to angle D and angle B or angle C, angle B is equal to angle E, and then the third thing, any one side, either this AC is equal to DF. Then the two triangles are congruent by AA and S rule of congruency. This is angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Then the two triangles are congruent by AA and S, AAS rule of congruency. Now the fourth rule, it is applicable only to right angled triangle. Let's see. This is a right angle triangle. Let this be again A, B, C. This is right angle at B, right? Then we take another right angle triangle. This is D, E, F. This is right angle at E. Now, in both these triangles, just see. One thing that is equal in both of them is the right angle. So, this angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Then second thing, right angle, then hypotenuse, this AC, this is hypotenuse, this is equal to DF, then any one side, like AB and DE, they are equal, or we can take BC equal to EF, BC equal to EF. Then the two triangles are congruent by which rule? Rule number 4. Rule number 4, and that is RHS rule. Right angle, hypotenuse, and one side. So these two triangles are congruent by RHS rule of congruency. This is applicable only to right angle triangle. Right? Now, returning back to quadrilaterals, we were discussing parallelogram. Another property of parallelogram, if all the four sides of a parallelogram are equal, then it is a rhombus. If all the four sides of a parallelogram are equal, then it is a rhombus. We are given a parallelogram ABCD, then AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD, then it is a rhombus. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD. It is a rhombus. This is another property. Now, coming on to next property. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, then it is a rectangle. Just mark this. Let's see how this is possible. We are given a parallelogram. Again, ABCD. Right. Now we are given that its diagonals are equal. Diagonal AC is equal to diagonal BD. Both these diagonals are equal. Now we have to prove that it is a rectangle. Now, to prove it as a rectangle, we take both these triangles. This triangle ABD, just I'll mark it like this with a blue. This one. This triangle in triangle ABD and triangle this one ABC. We'll take this one. I'll mark it in red. This one. Now, in both these triangles, side AB is common, so AB is equal to AB, it is common. It is coming in both these triangles, ABD and ABC. AB is coming in both these triangles. Then the second one, side AD is equal to side BC. Why? Side this one. AD is equal to BC because they are the opposite sides of same parallelogram. Right? Then the third thing, AC is equal to BD. This is given in the question itself. So both the triangle ABD and triangle ABC, they are congruent. By which rule? By SSS rule. Now, since both these triangles are congruent, therefore angle A, this one of triangle ABD is equal to angle B of triangle ABC, and let both these angles be X. Angle A is equal to angle B is equal to X by CPCT. Now, we know that adjacent angles of a triangle parallelogram are equal to 180 degree. So, angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, or we can write it like this: X plus X is equal to 180 degree. 2X is equal to 180 degree, or X is equal to 180 divided by 2, that is 90 degree. So either of this angle A and B, they are 90 degree. Similarly, we can prove that this angle D and angle C, they are also 90 degree by taking triangle ADC and BDC. We can prove them as 90 degree. So if all the four angles of a quadrilateral are 90 degree, then it is at least a rectangle. In the next section, I'll be going through with some of the problems. So keep on watching and wait for the next video to be uploaded. Thank you.